when we first met, we had a conversation about God within.
Yeah.
So tell me, tell me about God within.
Well, for me, it kind of came to studying a lot of the universe and spirituality and trying to connect the dots. So I grew up really understanding string theory, quantum physics, because I was huge into like understanding about Tesla, and how he can look, how he his outlook on his perspective on life was when it came to numbers, etc. And Albert Einstein. So those were two people that I actually looked up to growing up, and looking at their formulas, looking at like how they put the pieces together, it kind of got me to want to understand more. And then when you start to dive a little deeper, and then you realize that a lot of this stuff actually connects to things like the Kundalini, the chakras within. So once you start to align that stuff, and you truly start to understand where you need to be in society, and that's why now it's more of like me realizing that it's all from within. It's all starts becoming the best you can be internally. And that's what God would want us to be. He wants us to be the light within. And we lose that light because we're not given the knowledge that's gonna better us or for the betterment of the people. We get things in our school systems that kind of stagnates us spiritually, and it's meant for the system that we live in. But the matrix is designed ultimately for your failure internally. And we need to get past that on a deeper level, and you have to unpeel those layers. It's almost like a peel in an onion. But once we unpeel
Layers.
the onion, there's layers to it.
Layers.
But once we unpeel that onion, I think that society is going to thrive and succeed in ways that we can only attest to our ancestors doing.
And there are many layers, and it does take time, right? But you have to cut through society, and that's why I try to go out there and I try to connect with people. Say, something, I'm going to get your attention. I'm going to be that shiny object to take you away from what you're distracted from in our world. And in this world, you're meant to look outward for the answers rather than inward.
Yes. They build the world off a lot of distraction. And distraction is what keeps the matrix going. They keep you in a feeling of euphoria, but also keep you in a feeling of stress. So you constantly are working to get to a period or the weekend where you can now have a euphoric high where you get to relieve yourself. But ultimately you get 2 days to relieve yourself and then 5 days to work for a system that's not designed to help you. So a lot of people work the 9 to 5s throughout their whole lives, not seeing the true strength of what they can be because they lose that light from within. Because they have to work the everyday life, having children, making things a little harder for them. And the economy is getting worse and worse because of the way that our politicians are voted in, putting things in place that aren't really helping the economy. So that all encompasses what the reality that they're setting for us. And we need to try to, again, break those layers, but it starts from within. And that's where we need to get back to as a human society.